Hello everyone and welcome to Zeepkist Cup of the Day. For those of you who don't know how this works, we get 10 minutes to practice a map we have never seen before, after which there will be 2-minute elimination rounds where the slowest players get eliminated. This week we've got a map by Mortishade, so probably some high speed stuff. Yep. High speed, weirdly rotated stuff. Yeah, very classical Mortishade. And the classic paint blob clouds. Love that. I think it was... I want to say it was Schmorg the first to do that, but Mortishade has definitely picked it up. It's amazing. So my deal with Mortishade maps is I usually find them very difficult for the first, like, 10 minutes that I play them. Case in point. I usually end up being good at Mortishade's maps after, like, 30 minutes of playing them. But it is a struggle. Like, I actually just struggle to learn Mortishade maps. I've learned this from numerous ZSLs and other competitions. It's gonna take me a while to figure the line out on this map, but hopefully once I do have it figured out, I'll be good on it. And this is very, like, the maps that Mortishade has been making lately. So I assume that trend of mine will continue. They're nice flowy maps for sure. This one is too. I just have a personal problem learning them. Okay, 42 flat is the author time. It's a good author time by the looks of things. Where is this last checkpoint? There. Okay, because, like, you could go that way, couldn't you? No, that's it. Alright, okay, maybe not. But you do want to stick super tight to the inside. Or alternatively, run out wide and do a cut in at the end. Nice, I think that was much cleaner. Your late turn-in is actually good there because you get a good drop down. Where's the fan also? Is there a fan trick I need to worry about? And then... I think you're just too fast to do anything unusual at the end. That turn is tough though, you need to be properly set up for it. I do see YOLO up ahead of me there. It's funny he hasn't commented about a risky finish yet, because he usually trolls people with that, but... if what I'm seeing at the ending is a possibility, it would be funny if that was true. Hypothetically, I mean, this is just, it's something I'm gonna have to try, right? I mean, that's just, that is so risky. Is that good to land on the right? I'm steering a lot before the jump. But does it mean I steer less after the jump? 156 at that checkpoint. was a bad landing, so this is going to be actually still green, but definitely not as good as it could have been. I think that line's the best at the end. You're just keeping it very tight to the inside. So I don't think you can actually cut the finish in any way. Tempting as it may be. Okay, I'm gonna turn players off because the frames are struggling. I think at the beginning when I'm loading in with the entire map in front of me, it's just too many pieces. Oh, and I'm turning too early still. Where is this fan, also? This one. It is somewhere deep in the ground. I don't think there's much of a fan trick, then. So I don't think it's one that you have to go low. I mean, if you get like a really high jump, you're gonna get less fan. But I think it's pretty well placed. Kinda half remembered to be on the right side of the road. I gained a tiny bit of speed with a super low jump. I don't know if that's due to the fan, though. It's very lonely in the warm-up round without players on. So one of my questions then is right at the beginning, what's the pattern there? So this is all about speed conservation at the beginning. That seemed good, actually. So that was the hard turn before the first drop down. I'll point out what I mean in a moment. Good speed throughout. 42.5. It's still half a second off author time. Looks like Jake Adjacent did get the author time. Everyone's kind of peaking right at the 42.0, though. So that start... Oh, that was clean. Hold on, I want to see. I want to see the speed now. And then I got a bad entry. So I think it's better to turn hard to the right, land on the right side of the road. It seems to be what most people are doing. Well, I say that and then a bunch of people fly off to the left. So I think there's two thought processes here. One is you go out wide to the left, land on the left, and then kind of swing to the right side of the road a little bit. The other is you turn hard right, and you land on the right side of the road. The car kind of rotates that way naturally also. And then you don't have to, like, do a little oscillation. So hard right here. Land on the right side. See how the car like tilts itself perfectly to fall onto that road piece? And then try not to get airtime at random spots of the map. Plus 1.7 with that very wide turn. Does that stay? Yes, absolutely it does. So wide turn actually very much set up for that hard turn to the right that I was talking about. That is even more speed saved. Oh, I bet you could flip off. You absolutely 100% can flip off the right side of the road there, because with this much speed you're going to start over jumping. You can flip off the right side of the road to avoid over jumping. Good run, full house. Kerncob and Pandamain get into the 41s. Enderman seems to have a habit of being second place to Current Cobb. He can't get his world records. Oh, don't turn players back on. That's going to make me laggy. Don't want that for the elimination rounds. 52 players in the lobby. Bottom 6 get eliminated for the first few rounds, and it starts tapering off. Let's just get finishes. So, set up wide. Super clean landing. Too high, I'm gonna get air. Just reset while I have time for 2 rounds. Pretty short track, so actually there might be a lot of reset opportunities. Holding arms up changes the angle of my car, like it rotates the car, so it does make it so that I get a less perfect landing on that first drop down. But it also ensures that I make it if I think I'm under jumping. So I think in an ideal world, you're not holding arms up. If anything, you're giving a little bit of a brake tap to not rotate too far. Okay, a time in the first round. For some reason, I struggle with round 1s, it seems like. Oh, too far. Lost traction too early. And I had to turn a lot to recover. Yeah, I'm just gonna practice this beginning. Cobb improves to a 0.7. That seems very fast. Oof, some skidding. And then under jumping. So you need to be far to the right side of the road if you're going at that angle, because you need the lift that you get from the right side of the road. Or to do a couple taps of arms up. And then I think you need to be on the right side of the road for landing too, because that's just the best setup for the next turn. Like, you don't have the time to land on the left and oscillate over. I'm understanding the beginning. It's not easy, but I'm understanding it. There's still a whole rest of the map to go. Actually, a little bit of arms up with a brake tap also. Air braking. That kind of rotates the car back in the direction you want it to go if you're over-rotating. Air controls are massive in this game. I've been saying this for a little while, but I don't think I've said it enough on video. I think the biggest thing that people are missing in terms of like where to gain speed is just knowing how aero controls work. Because if you get good landings, that saves so much speed. Like, imagine if I don't get that clean landing. How much speed do I lose? Went a little bit too high and had to slide out, otherwise I think this would be personal best pace. Not too early for the flip. That's mega risky also, because if you miss that, you've just ruined the rest of the run. What are the odds that I catch Kern at the beginning of a run? Oh, he is actually at the beginning of a run. I've missed the very beginning. Oh, he's so much lower there. Interesting. I think I feel good about, like, the very beginning of my run, though. Yeah, just a tiny, like, he doesn't even go full reels off, and even still, he underjumped. It's just the tiniest flip off the right side. And improves to a 0.6, the game being a little bit behind where he actually is, so he did make it to the finish there. So 60 NFs in the first round, 5 in the second. Players, get out of my way. I need to be able to see. Really liking that start. And then it starts going downhill for me after that. Ah! It was almost a 360. I feel like I have to hit one of those flowers at some point. I don't even know if you can, like if they're big enough for you to hit if you're on the road properly. I just feel like I'm getting too close to them. Oh, I thought I was gonna get flip off. I ended up holding arms up to get some airtime and I did not need it. Okay, very close to author time actually. Thrown with another 0.7 up there is really fast. I think I'm starting to understand the line for that red wall ride section. And then Kern was so much lower here. Does this save speed? Is this just way better? It saves time more than it saves speed, I think. Yeah, even a small flip off is way too much. Okay, watch this though. I don't even know if that's faster because you actually just have so much speed going the normal path. Like, I think you'd lose more speed trying to skid across the grass. So that's a very good time though, I'm happy with that. That was the third round, so I guess 15 minutes is what we learned. That's how long it takes me to figure out a Mortishade map. It's gonna be really hard to get that clean start consistently, though. Oh, actually that came back to green. I thought that was gonna be yellow speed for a little bit longer. Is this really another improvement? Oh boy, that was scary. Good to know that's savable at least, but that was scary. It is a sub 42 though. I gotta say, that did not feel like it was going to be a sub 42. Definitely the start speed is up. I recognize that. That was the one spot at the end that was particularly weak. Still not sure about that turn, whether my line or Kern's is better. I think maybe I got a little bit of a drop off the right side. It's way too high to set up for the final checkpoint. I'd love to know how hard you can turn on that final turn to the left, because I don't want to underflip and miss the finish. I'm curious if there's another skip. No, there's just a lot of rocks in the way. Checkpoints are making me think occasionally that there might be a skip, but the rocks are doing a good job of blocking anything. Turn again, I think clean sweeping so far. Let's see if anyone can stop him. Panda Mains looked pretty good on this track. That will be the final round of 6 eliminations. Now top 28, we will be bottom 4 get eliminated. Yeah, it felt like a good start. That felt sketchy. Yeah, it was just too long. I couldn't grip up. That might be better speed than it seems because of how much I had turned before hitting that checkpoint. Or it could not be. I don't know. You can do a little bit of a jump there. That is a lot of steering, though. Like, the minus 1.8 speed I have, that's just out of me turning more because of the line I'm taking on that wall ride. So Kern did the low line, but I do feel like that just loses speed. And then again, that run that we watched is the only 0.6 that has been put down in this cup. Thought I had turned too early, but that's kind of nice. I think that's a good line for the red section. I think running up higher there, and here for that matter, just saves more speed. So expecting that to look a little bit better, honestly. Yeah, I think there's a couple corners at the ending specifically that I can just take tighter. There may be a few others in here as well. Curran maintains his sweep, just barely. Quick Racer getting the 0.7. 43.2 is the cutoff. I'm doing fine, actually, because I'm doing low 42s. It is, that was only 7th in the last round. So that means there's a lot of people doing very good on this map. Wonder what the times are going to be in the top 10. If it's like... at what point does 41 become necessary? Because for a low 42 to be 7th place at this stage, it does kind of scare me for how good people are getting at this map. Hey, that was risky. Oh, but that saved a lot, though. Yeah, I think one of my weaknesses in Cup of the Day is that, like, when I'm grinding a map for a long time like this, there's usually a corner that I miss where I'm just going too wide for no reason. I don't think it's this uphill that's coming up. I think this one is actually worth going wide because you save more speed. But I do think at the end, particularly, there might be a couple of these corners. Like this one, too. I could probably take that way more inside than I have been. You do have to get high a little bit so that you can set up for the next corner. Yeah, case in point. Amazing, there's a 0.7. Okay, there's also a 0.4, but... Kern is pulling away. I think Pandaman has summed it up quite well. Message has already been moved off the screen. I feel like I understand this track, but then Current Comp does something like that, and it's making me wonder if I really understand it or not. But that was a good example of what happens if I just focus on trying to get better instead of doing consistent runs. Still, after 100-something cups that I've done, not always very good at... Oh, there's the flower. So that was 2 inside. Don't need to be trying to get that much further to the inside. Bit of air. Okay, just too late on the turn in. I should still get 2 runs here. It's too low. I'm gonna lose a bunch of speed, but I want to just take a run. Up 16 advance though. That's actually quite tight. I should be good with this, I would imagine. How good can the times be? Oh, my new PB is the 0.7 also, and I'm doing that inside line now. Yeah, this should be fine, because this will be sub 42. Oh, it won't actually. I do have time for another run, though. Bad landing. And too far to the left. Run cob right in front. It would have been nice to see the beginning of his run. See, Microwave's doing that super inside line. Yeah, that is a big time saver, actually. That's something that, honestly, if I had not brought up my usual failures to recognize those inside lines, I probably wouldn't have noticed. I just happened to be kind of in the mindset of looking for that. So mid 42s. Now I'm going to keep players on. I think it's a small enough lobby size for me to see and not lag too much. Seeing is debatable. Really? Okay, I'm losing time there. Pretty much everyone goes more inside than I do. More like Kern's line. Kern jumped so far to the right side. Oh, that was a little bit too low. There's too much smoke on the tires. 40-1. You would think that'd be safe for the top 12. Don't really know, though. Yeah, okay, good to see Kern is doing exactly my line at the beginning. I'm surprised that's faster. I would think that loses speed. Maybe it's just smoother, though. Or it does lose speed. Let me try again. Maybe I just did it poorly. Maybe I got a bad landing or something. A little bit wide on the first turn. Oh, well, I am getting a bad landing this time. Okay, again with the minus 3.4 there. Maybe it's just a matter of me getting a bad landing. There is the inside line faster there. Very small line differences I'm working with at this point. Now I'm going too far to the inside. I'm having to correct, which is not what I want. It is tighter than I would have expected to make top 12. Down in 9th with that run. Burn Cobb at the 0.6. Handman another 0.7. It's a quick racer, and myself in 4th naturally. I think 4th is going to actually be a pretty difficult goal. Just seems like there's so many people that are fast at this track. Unless everybody else is right about this line, in which case I just have a lot of time to make up. I'm down speed again, though. I mean, that wasn't the cleanest, admittedly. I just don't think it's good. I'm down speed. I am pretty close in time to my PB. Okay, the speed is starting to affect that now. At least the time isn't going to be bad. Just don't think that is faster. But why is everybody doing it then? Right here, like, just stay higher. It's more speed conservation. You get the same setup for this turn. Yeah, it's just more speed. There's no way their line is faster. I was hoping to get a little bit of the flip off to the right side. Did I overjump the fan even? Because -5 seems quite aggressive of a speed loss. This will still be an improvement. Ooh, almost turned too much. A few people without a time. Comes Mac Cheesy. Oh, very far to the left. Does get in though. Sandals. Last second snipe as always. Knocks out Bry. So Bry and Riedal eliminated 11th and 12th. What do we have for the top 10? It looks like 7 previous Cup of the Day winners. Microwave's getting 3rd in that round. Good shot for a new winner. Renergy also, haven't seen him in a while, but he's always been fast. Oops, I forgot about my inside line. Just reset. I think we need good times now. True good times. Possibly 41s. Okay. Fell off the track. I'm more surprised that I didn't hit the flower. Kind of bad speed splits. I think my line there is really good. Sandals also goes super high like I do. Microwaves did not. By following their line a little bit more. Sandals does that cut. Oh, that is fast, actually. A lot of time gained, not necessarily speed. Yeah, I'm over jumping the fan now for sure. There's no way, because I've done that again where I'm down a ton of speed after that jump. So I need to start going for something different there to get less air. Oh, the skidding there is so bad. I don't have enough time to reset. This is not a good looking run. Might be in trouble. Okay, got a little bit of the flip off that I've been looking for though. Might have saved my cup. No, it does not. Man. So this was the stage. I said I wonder at what point a 41 is going to be necessary. That was it. Microwaves and myself eliminated with a 0.13 and 0.14. Wow. Yeah, just so many people are fast at this track. Not a lot to say, really. I felt good on it, too. It's just everyone else is so fast. Top 8 still have 6 previous Cup of the Day winners, 2 non-Cup of the Day winners in MacCheesy and Renergy. MacCheesy landing a little bit too far to the right there. Pandamain goes a little bit higher. I guess Kern reset early. Would like to see his line. I think Pandamain... Oh, and then Pandamain goes low there. So Pandamain saves more speed at the beginning, then I think loses some speed in favor of time in the middle section. And coming to the ending, looks like everybody's figured out that super low line. Yeah, most people cutting a little bit over the grass coming to the end, and Pandamain does look really good with the 0.6. Here comes Kern Cobb though. What does he have? Oh, so much slower. Kern Cobb not in the lead this time. Sandals the next to finish. Everybody else still has time for another run. Sandals will take 3rd with that. 0.9 though, a lot of 0.9s right at the edge of the 41s. That might be necessary. Renergy with a 0.18. Depends how fast he reset if he has time. MacCheesy, this will be his only finish. And MacCheesy goes 3rd fastest. It's only a 0.9. And then everybody else tumbling down the leaderboard. Round is going to be eliminated. Renergy, does he have the time? It is very close. He's cutting a lot of corners. Very much. I think he's slow. Pretty sure this run is just slow. It looks like Round and Renergy, unless I've misjudged and this is actually a killer run. Don't think so, because he just flew off the edge of the track. Kern Cobb fast this time, 0.52. I don't know if he's still on for the sweep. I haven't been paying enough attention. He is the most winningest player in this lobby, though, with his 35 Cup of the Day wins, and then a big drop-off after that to Quick Racer with 5, or actually Round with 11, who just got eliminated. Quick Racer with 5 wins, a smattering of wins amongst the rest, except for this person we're following. Oh, never mind that. Mac Cheesy, no cup of the day, wins. A few third places to his name. So Kern doesn't quite go off the right side of the road there. I do think he takes a little bit of a downward trajectory. Oh, clipping too far to the inside. Pandamain also resets. Resets pretty late. So a lot of people only giving themselves one run. Kern, that was a low jump, but got away with it. Yeah, he turns so hard to the inside there. I think that just loses speed. I don't understand. He does reset again. I think that was just for a bad angle on the next drop down. Sandals only giving himself one run. It's close to 2 runs, actually. I don't think he has enough time to get the reset off, but a 0.7 I would think is safe, but everybody seems so fast. Oh, Mac Cheesy with a pretty high jump. That is not good for his run. Pandamain coming to the finish. Quick Racer actually in a little bit of trouble with that 0.8. Mac Cheesy should be coming in soon, and Kern Cobb saving it till late. Mac Cheesy seems to not be coming into the finish, so Mac Cheesy might have DNF'd. Kern Cobb will go fastest yet again. 0.70 in first place, and just a 0.86 down in 5th. Very close top 5. Everyone's just flying around the track in photo mode right now, I guess. Mac Cheesy, the last of the non-cup winners, knocked out in 6th place. 5 very skilled racers left. Everybody seems really good at this track. Kern Cobb seems to have just an extra step on everybody else. We'll keep an eye on Kern, see if we can find out where he picks up time on the front 3. Everyone's resetting. I'm still surprised by that line. So inside there too, it really compromises his setup to the drop down, but as long as he's able to get the angle right, he can still get the drop down clean. And then here, it's just moving a little bit to the right, so he lands a little earlier because the right side of the road is higher, and also with the slope of the road is aiming a little bit more down than you would if you were taking the jump straight on. And that is a 0.59 from Kern Cobb. Pandamain and Quick Racer without times right now. Jake and Jason with the 0.85. Probably not safe, actually, with how fast everybody else has been. Quick Racer, 0.88, though, is also not safe. Quick was the slowest in the previous round, also with the 0.8. What are everybody's times? Everybody has a 0.7 or better on GTR. These are the top 5 players on GTR. Little bit of a clip from Pandamain. He does take this, though. He had time to reset, so must not have lost him too much speed. It is his only attempt, and it goes 3rd fastest, but not a comfortable 3rd. 0.82. Quick Racer, the one most in need of an improvement. Jake and Jason also on a run. At about the same spot of the track, a little bit behind Quick Racer. Pandamain could be in a little bit of trouble with the double snipe coming up. The 2 dark green cars coming to the finish. Quick Racer improves ahead of Jake, but not ahead of Pandamain. And now Jake Adjacent takes the spot back and takes 1st. Stops the Kern Cobb sweep also from last to 1st. What a run, Jake. And that knocks out Quick Racer in 5th place. And suddenly, 0.8s are very much not safe anymore. I think everyone needs to be shooting for a 0.7 at worst. One early reset from Pandamain. Pretty similar lines at the beginning. Kern just seems more aggressive kind of everywhere. A bit higher that time. I like that. That should give him a better setup for that drop down. Jake weaving across the track a little bit more. Doesn't seem to be helping with his speed because Kern Cobb is catching up. Ooh, Jake clips the front also. He saw the front of the car pop up, but actually I don't think he lost speed for that. He will be slower than Kern Cobb. This does not look like a clean run from Jake Adjacent. It is a 0.8. So actually pretty clean still, but like I said, 0.8s, you're not going to be comfortable with that. Sandals and Pandamain are both just resetting at the beginning of the track, though. Sandals, he tends to reset a lot when it gets to this point in Cup, going for that one perfect run. Seems like Pandamane is on a similar strategy right now. Seems like a clean start from Sandals that time. Needing a 0.8, and Jake Jason has time to improve as well. Back to Jake right in front of them. These are the last runs for all three. Jake adjacent, and then Sandals, and then Pandamane on track. Current Cop at the 0.54, probably safe. Jake improves to a 0.7. It's Sandals is not enough then, and Pandamane goes 0.6. So the improvement from Jake stops Sandals from getting better, and Current Cop comes in right at the end. Also, so Sandals will stay 4th place with the 0.79. And Pandamane last round had the 0.7, improves to the 0.6 this time. So these are, I would say, the top 3. Jake, we didn't DNF this time. If you remember, I believe it was last week, Jake, Jason, and Pandamane DNFing 3rd and 4th. 0.66 from Pandamane is the slowest time on GTR. It was the time he put down in the last round, actually. So now the top 3. Current Cop with his 35 Cup of the Day wins. Jake and Panda with 2 apiece. Very similar stats across the board for those two, actually. Current actually holds the arms up pretty consistently there, so he's not getting the car rotation I was talking about earlier. And then he is lower on the wall again. Resets that time. It's too aggressive of an entry to that drop down. Doesn't always work out for him. First person Panda. Let's see how this looks from his point of view. Nice inside lines. Seems a solid enough run. Jake back towards the start. Current Cobb just getting to the middle section of the map. Pandamane with another personal best of a 0.62. Putting the pressure on. These are the top 2 players on GTR. That little clip shouldn't matter. So can Current Cobb and Jake adjacent beat the 0.6? They do have 2 attempts. Current does not. He does have time for one more run. So does everybody else. Jake adjacent still resetting at the start. Hasn't liked a run so far. Giving himself 1 shot. He has been good at improving his times. Oh, that's too late though. I think that's on Jake for saying himself, we didn't DNF this time, and there he goes with the DNF. Might be the difference between knocking out the big favorite Current Cobb and letting Current get through with only a 0.65, which is an insane time still. Current with the potential to improve here as well. Pandamane is not. He's tumbling down the track. And Current Cobb does improve. It was a 0.5, so that would have been him safe anyway. And it is Current Cobb versus Pandamane. I believe I said it in like the first couple minutes of the video, or was it the end of the warm-up round? Pandamane can't keep his record safe from Current Cobb. He seems to enjoy being second to Current, or not enjoy necessarily, it's just the spot he ends up in. It's like how people say I enjoy being 4th. Into the finals. Current Cobb has won almost every round in this cup. It's not quite the clean sweep, but it is a dominant performance. Does Pandamane have anything to say about it? Current with the early reset. Pandamane has put in personal bests in each of the last 2 rounds, so he is getting better. Like the line we're seeing so far, it's a very right side line, which is what everyone else has been doing. It seems to be working out for them. A little bit more of a straight on jump than what Current Cobb does there. I don't know if that affects speed. It might towards the end of the track. Or yeah, it was too aggressive to the inside. I think he lost traction. He was probably skidding the wheels. Definitely was heading through the grass bank on the left side of the road. How high does Current go here? Tiny bit higher than he usually does, but really not much. Surprised he's able to maintain speed with that line. But it is impressive that he's able to line up for the drop down on such a tight angle. Pretty straightforward jump that time too, still a nice low landing. I'm not sure if he's going to have time for 2 runs, so this may be very important. This is his only attempt, 0.57. Back to Pandamane now. A little bit of an awkward jump, but I think that's okay. Pandamane would need a personal best for a 3rd round in a row if he wants to win this. It looked a tiny bit shaky on the landings, but it's still an okay run. That was an aggressive jump. Is it aggressive out of desperation, though? Good inside line. It is a pretty good run. Is it clean enough? Is it enough to beat Kern Cobb? No. Clips the bottom at the end also, but I don't think that very much mattered. A 0.8 from Pandamain, and Kern Cobb will win this cup. Congratulations, Kern. Thank you guys for watching. Please do hit that subscribe button if you like this content. I am getting close to 1,000 and every sub counts. Also, if you want to see stats and results, I post the link to my spreadsheet in the description below of every video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!